Hey guys, what's up? 15-minute Gamer here, and welcome to my Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 campaign review. Obviously, not covering any of the multiplayer or anything yet, because it's not out. Before we start, though, don't forget, if you've enjoyed this video by the end, drop it a like, subscribe for more content, and comment below to let me know what you think. Right, let's get on with it. So, yeah, I was kind of excited for this campaign. Watched the trailers, it looked interesting. It had a bit more of a tactical look to it, so I pre-ordered. I don't normally pre-order games anymore, but this one, you got the campaign early if you pre-ordered, so I thought, you know what, why not? And I'm happy to say it, on the whole, doesn't point at all. I think it's probably one of the best Call of Duty campaigns I've played. Definitely since Infinite Warfare. I loved Infinite Warfare. I know a lot of people didn't, but it's definitely on par with that for me. We'll start off with the graphics, sounds, and bugs and stuff before we get the story and what games like. Graphically, I think this game just looks really good. I saw very few glitches. There was one or two graphical issues with lighting sometimes, and like objects would stay floating when you killed them, and there was a few clipping issues. But apart from that, on the whole, some of the scenery in this game, like there's an early bit in Amsterdam that looked amazing. There was a bit like a Mexican city with the rain. Water in this game looks fantastic. So yeah, on the whole, graphically with the lighting, the effects, the explosion, the ricochets, the gunshots, the blood splatters, just all look really good. Sound design, as always with Call of Duty, is just on point. The guns sound so punchy. Like when you're firing them, you can just hear them, and you can kind of tell what guns are firing at you as well. Like the sound design is really good all over. There's like radio chatter going on. You can hear things if you get close to people. Sometimes they'll say things. The way the comms work is just all really good. I didn't notice any sound issues throughout the whole game. Explosions just, blow your head off when they do it. And if you've got your speakers or headphones on loud, it just sounds really good. So no problems with that. Bugs wise, I had a couple of crashes. Well, they kind of weren't crashes. It said Steam has lost internet connection. No idea why. And then the game would just close down without warning. It's like, I'm playing the campaign. I don't need to be online. I had two hard crashes when I was trying to X out the game. It would just not do anything. And I had two or three times where I just couldn't even open the game up. On the whole, though, I didn't get too many. So bug-wise, I said there was a few floating guns, clipping issues, that sort of things. A few animation glitches as well. Like, it was a bit where like this missile hit a gate, and these two guys were walking away. Instead of like blowing up, they just kind of went and just fell over. It looked awful. But apart from that, again, all pretty good. So moving on to the story and the campaign. It takes about 6 hours. There's about 10, 15 levels, I would say, overall. The majority of them are all fantastic. There are two terrible ones that I absolutely hated. One of them was one, it's on screen now, if I remember, where basically you got to follow this convoy and jump from truck to truck and avoid mines. And it's just horrible. It is awful. I've never played such a bad mission in any first-person shooter. Like, it was like designed by a child. Like, there's drones as well. And I was like, oh, this could be interesting. There's like two of them, and that was it. That was very disappointing. Then there was another one where you got to sneak around the streets of Mexico, collecting duct tape and doing crafting. Yeah, Call of Duty has crafting now. I really didn't like that either. I thought it was boring. It only got excited when I picked up a gun and just started murdering everyone. I wasn't supposed to, but I was like, you know what? Let's just start murdering them. But on the whole, apart from that, the campaign is pretty good. The story spans from the start. You kind of hunting this guy down in the desert. You then, there's obviously you move into a couple of different areas. There's the sniper mission. There's the gunship mission. The gunship mission in this one is really good, actually. It's so well done. And it sounds sounds very good. There's a private military company. There's obviously Ghost and Soap and stuff like that. There's something called Laszlo. There's things going on. There's Shepard. There's, I'm not going to spoil any of it. As you can imagine, there's a couple of bits of double-crossing twists going on. There's the main enemy as you go through. The enemy kind of changes. It puts its odd shocking scenes in it. There's the odd stealth mission. But apart from that, it is a lot of gunplay. But yeah, on the whole, very, very good. I really enjoyed it. It's 6 hours. It was kind of perfect. It was running towards the long point at the end. I was a bit like, yeah, let's just get on. I actually dropped the difficulty down to the lowest setting because one of the last boss sections is awful, terrible as well. It's almost like I really enjoyed the first half of the game. The second half of the game, I didn't. It's almost like the swap studios or they ran out of time. I do. But yeah, I think you'll enjoy this on the whole. The ending is all right. I think the gunship level is probably one of my favorites. I think it worked really well. And there's also a bit where you're escaping like the Mexican army down a hill, and that again, great. Enemies, as you can imagine, aren't particularly varied. They're just all the same type. There's normal guys, there's some better guys, there's armored guys, there's shield guys you come across as well. You can pick up a lot of weapons. I will say ammo is a lot more scarce in this, I did notice. Like a lot of time you have to swap weapons in a firefight and, you know, find them lying around. I would say ammo was a bit of a premium. AI is really, really good. In fact, it doesn't just like, I said it in one of my short ones, it doesn't like just like whack-a-mole where they just pop up constantly. They will rush you if you're injured. They'll come around the corner and shoot you in the face. Time to death is actually pretty low. Like a couple of hits and you're down. Like 2 or 3 hits on the hardest difficulty and you're dead. However, the checkpoint system is pretty good. But yeah, AI is fantastic. I really enjoyed the AI in a lot of... There was a couple of times where I was a little bit dumb, but overall pretty good. Apart from your companions, as normal, they're stupid and get in your way and just don't do anything. Like, just shoot someone. Sometimes they'll be shooting away and you're like, well, let me do something. Sometimes they just stand there getting shot and it's quite annoying. Hand-holding wise, this game doesn't really hold your hand in as much as all the rest. Like, there's no... I will talk about the HUD a little bit more, but like when you're marking targets, it doesn't kind of point them out. Like you have to find them, then he'll shine his like target designator on them for you to find. The HUD basically disappears when you're like running and not engaging, so there's nothing on your screen. It's just you in the game, and I think that was fantastic. I really liked that look, and it was only popped up to say the compass if you were getting spotted, so you could tell. And yeah, I really liked that. I thought the UI was fantastic. The lack of hand-holding was good. There was a few times I was a bit like, what am I supposed to be doing? I pressed tab to see where my marker was. And that's what I want in a game. I want to do that. There's lots of outdoor levels. Indoor levels are quite good. You know, you'll usually swap to a better weapon. That is a bit whack-a-mole. Like, the same enemies will come out the same areas, which was a little bit of a shame. But again, nothing too bad. Lots of guns to play with, lots of little devices like you make smoke bombs and traps, and that's a bit I hated. I don't understand why it was in here. One of the last levels, you kind of lose all your guns and you have to go after this guy, and the only way you can get things is by running around and crafting, and it was awful part of the level. Outside of that, yeah, I'm just gonna say it. I mean, I think that's pretty much all I wanted to cover on this. The levels are great, sounds, graphics, all really good. A couple of dodgy levels. And yeah, I would highly recommend you go and pick this game up. If you're into first-person shooters, I think you'll really enjoy it. And bear in mind, if you pay this 50, 60 quid or whatever, you're going to get all the multiplayer stuff, the DMZ mode, which is like the Tarkov type mode, and Special Operations mode, which I'm so excited to come back. I loved that in the old Modern Warfare 2. So yeah, my recommendation is this is great. Go and pick it up. I think it's fantastic. Few dodgy levels, few bugs, nothing too major. And yeah, let me know in the comments below what you thought of it, and I'll catch you on the next one. Goodbye.